Hi, I'm Rita Heikenfeld, and welcome to Love Starts in the Kitchen. We're going to start with a cup and a half of good quality chocolate chips. Now these are Belgian chocolate chips, but as long as they're good quality or chopped chocolate, it's about 1.5 cups. And to that, I'm going to go ahead and add 1.5 sticks of butter. And it should, if you have unsalted, that's the best, because you know unsalted butter is more fresh because it has no preservatives. Salt acts as a preservative. So unsalted is best. But if all you have is salted, that's okay. But for this, I wouldn't use margarine. So use the real thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on low heat and just till it's melted and smooth. And then meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and beat the egg yolks, all the leavening and such, but it's really going to be easy. And notice I said low heat. See already what's happening? This is melting. Always use gentle heat when trying to melt chocolate. That's just so smart, because once you overdo it, have you ever had chocolate seize and get all grainy? That means the heat was too high and you've overdone it. So what we're going to do is just keep this on low, and it's going to go ahead and do just fine. I'll check it every once in a while. These are from my girls. These are my eggs from my chickens that we have. Beautiful, fresh. Just laid this morning, just for you. So we've got our 3 whole eggs, and now we're going to put our 3 egg yolks in there. And again, my mom used to say her hands were the best measuring device, very sensory, and also you got a lot of control. So what I'm going to do now for an egg white, what I'm going to do, there are these little widgets that you can buy that separates the yolks from the white, but I like to do this. My hands are clean. There we go. And it's very gentle, and they just pop the yolk in there. I'm going to check this. This is looking good. Now what I'm going to do with, I am going to beat the eggs, the egg yolks, and 5 tablespoons of sugar. And when these get real thick and lemon colored, it's going to take anywhere from 3 to 8 minutes depending upon your mixer. They're ready to go and add the rest of the ingredients. Don't let me forget to add the flour. So that goes in later. And while this is, I'm going to turn this on, and while this is working, I'm going to get my little ramekins ready and check my chocolate. So we're going to turn this on and hope it doesn't make too much noise. Now see how this is coming together really, really nice. We're going to let this cool for a little bit. Remember, this is the Belgian chocolate and the butter. And as this cools, by the time those eggs have been, by the time the egg yolk mixture is finished, this will be cool enough to incorporate. So we're just going to put it over here for a minute. So let's talk about the ramekins. And depending upon the ramekin or oven-proof bowl you use, you'll get anywhere from 8 to 12 servings. So you could make these in tiny little ones too if you're serving a big party or having a dessert buffet. Make sure they're oven-proof. I have 2 kinds. These are the white ceramic, and these are just the glass. So these are about 3/4 of a cup, which is what the recipe calls for, and these I believe are about 1/2 cup. But you can adjust the baking time. So what you want to do is you want to take some softened butter. Now could you use cooking spray? You could, but you know what? It's a special dinner. Go ahead and use the butter. These can be prepared ahead too, and just put in the refrigerator or even at room temperature. You want to butter those well, like that. And that gives a nice coating so that your souffle, your molten chocolate cake, isn't going to stick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle it with a little granulated sugar. Your recipe tells you how much, about a teaspoon or so, or full, not just enough to coat. Okay, so we've got that done. And the recipe says take a teaspoon of sugar and put it in each ramekin and just shake it around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eyeball it because it's not really necessary. And I found a quicker way to do this since I do these so much. Just pour a little sugar right in your ramekin and just go round and round and round, and take the next one and do the same thing. Just round and round. Have a bowl to catch the excess or any drippage. So you want to just do this. Let's do our large ones. There we go. You could use natural sugar too, like the turbinado. Wouldn't that be good and pretty? Be more bumpy, but really nice. So we're just going to go ahead. Make sure you know this. And I am going to put these, by the way, we're going to bake these on a baking sheet. The reason is it's too hard to try to pull them from the oven. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay them on a baking sheet. It looks like in 5 minutes my eggs have beaten up beautifully, my egg yolks, my whole eggs, and the sugar. I want to show you what it looks like. When a recipe says beat till light and lemon colored or until the mixture forms a ribbon, I'll show you what it looks like. See, this is like a ribbon. See how it falls like in a sheet? What that does is that 5 minutes of beating incorporates enough air to where it's going to leaven really, really nice. You don't want your eggs to curdle. When you incorporate this egg mixture into this warm chocolate mixture, sometimes eggs will curdle. So what you have to do is you have to temper the eggs. And tempering means putting a little bit of the warm or hot mixture into the egg yolks or egg mixture, and that warms them up just enough so that when you pour the rest of the mixture in, you're not going to have to worry about scrambled eggs. So we're going to put about 1/3 of the mixture in, like that. Boy, this is good just like that, I have to say. And we're going to go ahead and stir it. Interesting story about this old KitchenAid mixer. I've had it for years and years, and I take it everywhere. One day I was doing a big presentation, 125 women, and I had my mixer in a basket, and it fell right onto the concrete right outside the presentation hall. And I just looked in horror because I had no recourse. All the plastic pieces sheared off. I went in and that mixer performed beautifully. Now I'm waiting for it to die, which it probably never will, so I can get a new one. But you know what? Good equipment will last a lifetime. There we go. I'm going to show you how this looks. I'm going to also fold in 1 tablespoon of flour. That stabilizes this cake mixture. There we go. And then we're ready to put it in our ramekins and bake it. Now, in order to make it easy to pour in these ramekins, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it in a measuring cup. It's just easier for me. And these are going to go in a 425-degree oven. We're going to check them at about 7 minutes. That's all, because when you say molten chocolate cake or earthquake cake, the top cracks a little bit. When you bite into it, the center is really warm and oozy. It's really, really delicious. I'm going to fill them about 2/3 full or 3/4. And when you pull them out of the oven and they sit, I will tell you what's going to happen is they're going to sink a little bit, and that's just perfectly okay. Don't need to worry about that. Okay, I'm going to put them in my oven, which is preheated, and also 425 for these ramekins. So these should be done in about 10 minutes, so don't go away. Here's what they look like, and as you can see, they're raised above. Now as they sit, they're going to sink a little bit, but you know they're done when you stick a knife in. Ooh, see that runny center? Now as they sit, they're going to solidify a little more. I love to serve them hot with some coffee ice cream. Today we're going to use them with fresh fruit. There's lots of ways you could serve it, or plain.